Good evening, students. Once more, we are going to discuss IC analysis. Immediate constraint analysis is a linguistic technique, right? So, first of all, we should know that this is the linguistic technique that breaks down a sentence into its constituents. So, that breaks down a sentence into its constituent parts, moving from larger to smaller ones, right? And then revealing its hierarchical structure. Now, a tree diagram is a visual representation of this analysis. So, analysis is done, but when we done through tree diagram, it is visual, right? Illustrating the relationships between these constituents with nodes, right? So, that nodes constituents we are going to discuss now further, then representing parts of the sentence and branches showing how they connect and combine. So this is tree diagram. When we discuss, you will be able to understand tree diagram. IC analysis explained purpose is to understand the internal structure of sentence. Why IC analysis? Because here we discuss the internal structure of a sentence by dividing it into its smallest meaningful components, right? So then when we divide it, it's a smallest meaningful components, right? Then purpose is another, the sentence is divided into its immediate constraints, which are the largest units that combines directly. For example, a sentence might be split into a subject, right? A sentence might be split, right, into the subject, noun phrase and predicate verb phrase. So that's a sentence divided into noun phrase. This is called subject, and verb phrase, this is called predicate. Okay, now each of these constraints is then further broken down into its own smaller constituents. Okay, the process continues until the ultimate constituents are reached. So finally we have to find out the ultimate constituents, which are the smallest indivisible units such as words. So finally where we stop? When we reach to the words. Now what's the key principle? The analysis assumes language has nested system. So language has a nested system with different layers of constituents. So it's a kind of nest, right? And different layers of constituents. So tree diagram. Tree diagram is, purpose of tree diagram is, a sentence is divided into its immediate constituents, which are the largest units that combine directly. For example, a sentence might be split into the subject, right? Now, a sentence is divided into its immediate constituents, which are the largest units. Now, this is the noun phrase, then verb phrase, what they are talking about verb phrase. Each of these constituents is then further broken down into its own smaller constituents, right? The process continues until the ultimate constituents are reached, which are morpheme. Okay, now here we understand that's a, what is graphic, right? Wait a minute. To graphically show The hierarchical structure derived from IC analysis. Components, nodes. First is nodes. So that's the points or dots that represent the different constituents, phrases or words. So this is node, sentence, then noun phrase, verb phrase. This is node, this is node. Then again, so this is node. So node signifies, that indicates that's a constituents of phrases or words. Okay. Branches, what branches are they? What are they? Branches. Sorry, this is the branches. So that's a branch, lines connecting the nodes, showing how smaller constituents are combined, right, to form large one. And then how it works, the diagram starts with the entire sentence at the root or top. रूट इसमें उल्टा होता है, इसमें टॉप पे रूट होती है. सो द टॉप नोट है ना, इसको रूट कहते हैं. दैट्स अ सेंटेंस. सेंटेंस इज माई mother cooks food, for example, cooks food. So this is a sentence that is called root, but that is on top, है ना. Same, they are talking about that root. So that is top node, है ना, that is called root. Okay. Then branches extend from the root, dividing the sentence into its immediate constituent. And the binary division, first we have to cut the sentence into two pieces, continues with further branches. So then nodes, when we do it, then you will be able to understand. This is the old man ran away. The first division might be between the old man and ran away. Then the old man would be divided into the and old man, noun phrase, and so on. So this way this diagram is made, right? So it is not being open here, but I will make another video tomorrow in which you will be able to understand it in a better way. Okay. So that is a little knowledge about IC analysis. Will be continued in further further lecture. Thank you so much. Bye.